Ladies and gentlemen, as always, welcome to the KDL. Right now it's just me, your boy Poseidon, here streaming this lovely game. We got Honey Butter Chip versus Lambs on the Rift. For our one adoring viewer out there, shout outs to Penelope and Willow.
Hello.
Thanks for being in the chat. Oh, and JT's here. JT, what's up?
Yep.
How are
So
you doing?
I was in the game. I thought there was gonna be no stream.
Yeah,
There's one.
last second I saw no one else was doing it, so I decided to fill in. So we're here. Uh, with Lambs on the Rift, they have a new sub now.
Yeah, nice. What's his name? Something Exile.
Some Exile, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's something Exile. He's supposedly a Riven player, so they banned it. So good on them. But yeah, I think he's gold 1, but
Mm-hmm.
hey, anything he could pop off on Riven, who's to say? But we got pretty standard stuff otherwise. Lambs on the Rift going for Caitlyn Lux. Sort of punish the Jinx lane. A lot of people right now feel like Jinx is like the strongest ADC right now, and Caitlyn has a pretty good matchup into it, can punish it pretty hard, and then we also see the Sona coming out.
Yeah, definitely. I think Jinx is just. I think with the KDL games being kind of more slower, more recently, like from what I've noticed, Jinx can like get a get a lot of time to really scale up.
Mhm. Yeah, that makes sense to me. And yeah, it's just a really good pick, and Sona as well. Oh, and now they also picked Malphite. Looks like they're just going for like a pretty standard front to back kind of team comp that scales really well into late game, whereas it looks like this Lamps on the Rift team comp, they're going to be looking to try and play aggressive early game to try and get Crimson ahead and to really punish this Jinx pick.
Yeah, that's that Aram Rain, Aram Pain, Malphite signature pick. I think they've picked that blind last time as well.
Yeah, against
And
us, I think they also picked it blind. Yep.
yeah, I guess that's his like super comfort. Yeah, it's always gonna be good. Just he's always have an R button. You can camp him, do everything, but at the end of the day in team fights, he's always gonna have a presence.
Mhm. It's hard to it's hard to undercut the strength of Malphite Ultimate in a team fight.
Yeah.
As we see now, neither team hasn't picked jungler, so we see jungle bans coming out in second phase. Viego and Xin taken off the board. Surprised to see Xin banned away from Lambs on the Rift, especially since I feel like Stu has been prioritizing the pick a little bit as of recently.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just worried that Matt could possibly counter with a Trundle pick or something like that. But also, we don't see any Lee Sin ban. Matt has been pretty proficient on the champion, has played it a little bit this season, played it last season for INS. So we'll have to see. And we do have a Victor and a Yone ban.
Very interesting. I think LOR might look to pick Kindred here, but with their team comp, I'm not too sure if it's the best pick.
Yeah, they'd be pretty squishy. They need like a Galio mid type deal, right?
Yeah.
It looks like they're going for Oriana, and it looks like there's even counter pick for Stu in the jungle, which is kind of surprising. I don't feel like Matt's champ pool is like that big, where you're kind of surprised by a lot of things.
Yeah, it's just really interesting that they would not just counterpick with the mid lane. Or maybe they just wanted to take out the Oriana Malphite combo, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, um, who's the mid on Honey Butter Chip? I can't remember.
Kaze?
Oh yeah, Kaze, right. Maybe they just yeah, I don't know. Maybe just because of the Oriana Malphite combo, but I don't know. I haven't really seen Kaze's Oriana. He hasn't really picked it too much. We do see him go for that Corki. A lot of people were clowning his Corki. The last game, I think he died. I think he was like 1-7 or something like that on
Yeah.
Corki. I don't remember exactly, but obviously this HPC team is just going to want to scale into late game, as we do see they go for a Hecarim I feel like it's gonna be hard for Hecarim to really have a lot of control this game though. But I don't really know the Ori Corki matchup mid, so I can't really tell who's got priority there. But at least in the other lanes, definitely Lamb's on the Rift favorite at the start of the game.
Yeah, the only thing that concerns me is that again, what we touched on is they're hella squishy. Like Hecarim can run anybody down and
Yeah, they
just
pick Kindred too.
oh
Oh
here we
man.
go.
Oh man.
Okay, yeah, this is interesting. Like it's gonna be up to Stu to really save his team with those ults. To be honest, and like during team fights.
Yeah, for sure. It's gonna be a weird one as we're getting ready to load in the game now. We're gonna load into Champ Select in 1 second. And yeah, I'm really interested to see what this Lambs on the Rift team really goes for this game. Just because they're so squishy now, they basically have like three ADCs, and they're going up against Malphite Hecarim. Like that's really hard to engage. It's really hard for their team to really deal with. You know, as someone who has played against Hecarim Jungle previously in the KDL, I always thought a pretty good matchup, and this was before his rework was Doctor Mundo. And I'm not saying maybe Stu has a pocket pick Doctor Mundo, but it's a pretty it's a pretty good pick, even still post rework. And I feel like it would have worked well with their comp, especially since the side of HVC doesn't really have that much CC. But hey, what are you gonna do? He decided to pick like 380 season in Oriana. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they're definitely not lacking damage on LOR's side, but yeah, it's gonna be up to Stu. I think it's gonna be a lot riding on his shoulders here.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of just they have to really rely on these side lanes to get really far ahead so Stu can start getting stacks early. Because if
Yeah,
Stu can get like 5 stacks in the early game or something like that, or even hit the benchmark, I think it's like 4 stacks is when
yeah,
Kendrick gets the range bonus. Yeah.
yeah.
So if he could get 4 stacks really early just through like the priority his side lanes are getting him, we could see them win. As I got messaged. Oh, dinner dates being messaged to me on League right now. But yeah, no, it's gonna be an interesting one. I don't really know. I mean, obviously the HPC comp is like easier to play, right? It's just Malphite and Hecarim, and you just
Yep.
like peel for Jinx if you're Sona.
Yep. We'll see how much pressure Kennen can put on the Malphite. And it's a counter pick, so you gotta make use of that. If you can build it up big enough lead, maybe he can just make him a little bit more less useful, less tanky. Easier to burst down in team fights.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's super interesting for sure. Mm,
Yeah. And now we gotta wait 4 minutes before this game starts. Very fun. Sorry to everyone who likes betting in the chat. I don't actually know how to set that up. Usually, I would assume usually it's Crim that sets it up. I feel like it might be a little too late to set it up at this point. But I also don't really know, so don't ask me.
well, maybe we should just do our own here,
we'll do
casting.
we'll do our own. All
Yeah, we'll
right,
do our own. Yeah,
JT, who do you think's gonna win this game?
I think it'd be tough to bet against HBC, looking at the comps right now, for sure.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean they've
we just
really. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, yeah. I mean, Corky package, Hecarim R, Malphite R, Sona R on top. It's like plays itself basically,
No, for
and
sure.
I trust Henry to not fall behind even against a Caitlyn Lux. So yeah, it's looking rough for LOR.
Oh, and everyone in the Twitch chat, rejoice! You can predict with your channel points now. If you trust JT, definitely bet HBC. I think I'm also pretty HBC forward. I think I think like I mean obviously I don't really know how iExile is gonna play top, but he would have to get a lot of priority in his lane to like really assist his kindred. And especially if a Hecarim gank comes through in either of these lanes, like the lane's basically over. So like Lambs on the Rift is like playing on like a knife's edge like the whole game.
Yeah, kind of like that GME team comp against CG.
Oh yeah, that was a banger team comp. Not gonna lie. I don't even remember what half of you guys, what half of you, what were you? You were Twitch. It was a Kali, tank a Kali mid. You went, you,
Renekton top.
oh, it was Renekton top, right? You guys picked Renekton for some reason. That was fun.
Yeah, yeah, that was definitely a interesting comp.
And then
Probably
AP
never do
Twitch
that again.
ADC. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Triple AP. Yeah, yeah. I
Mhm,
wonder
mhm.
who
Well,
would do such a thing.
I mean, Twitch's damage when AP is like basically all true damage.
Yeah, it's a true damage and physical with the E. Physical. E is physical and magic. So
Yeah, so I
yeah,
mean, and I mean most of your damage is just coming from like the passive ticking.
yeah.
Mr. Caster, what are you eating this time? I'm eating trail. I'm eating trail mix. This trail mix I have is from BJ's. You don't know what BJ's is? Kind of like Costco. Um, and yeah, it's got it's got dark chocolate, salted almonds, cranberries, raw hazelnuts, peanuts and cashews. Oh, and dried cherries. But I don't really like the chocolate. It's like too strong a flavor, so I usually just pick around and eat most of the nuts. And that's what I'm eating right now. Yeah, trail mix, Ed? Yeah, yeah, yeah. You guys definitely want some trail mix. JT, do you like trail mix? What's your thoughts?
Mm, not the biggest fan. You know what I could go for right now?
What?
Honey butter chip.
Honey butter? Honey butter?
Yeah, honey butter, honey butter.
Mm.
Those are so good.
I like their logo. Whoever did their logo, great job. I don't know
Wait,
them.
isn't that just the isn't that just the actual logo of the chip?
Yeah, but they did, you know,
Oh,
they made some changes.
oh yeah, yeah.
Majestic did it? I don't know who that is. Never heard. Very Majestic? I only know So Majestic, sorry. Don't know who that person is. But yeah, as we load into the game, everybody has a skin. That's pretty cool. I really appreciate it. I will say the Lambs on the Rift has better skins, at least money wise. Although I guess there is an ultimate skin on the side of Honey Butter Chip.
Yeah, Krem going with the very good Caitlyn skin. Quite fond of that one.
It is a good Caitlyn skin. I will agree with you. As like, aren't there usually? Yeah, okay. There we go. It's like the friggin' buttons weren't working. Let's go Obsidian Malphite. Yeah, I mean it's an alright skin. Oh my god. I'm actually such a clown. Me, I need to put on the stream Discord. So yeah, we're loading into game. Nothing really particularly happening yet. People are comparing their ping in chat. That's pretty cool. Love to see that. Not much else going on.
Yep. Standard 5 point on both sides. Both warding.
Okay, JT, quick question. Do you remember how to zoom out in the spectator?
No.
Is it? I'm pretty sure it's just It's like control. Okay, there we go. I had to hold control and shift.
Yeah,
Man,
control shift.
every time
Mm.
and Z. Every time I do this, I like somehow forget one of the buttons. So we're just doing great over here. Hey, for everyone wondering, does the overlay look good? I hope it does. Uh, but yeah, hopefully I did a good job there. Or else I'll hear about it from somebody, which would be tough. As we see already, the LOR bot lane getting pretty aggressive, trying to land some poke. That's definitely the game plan here for Caitlyn Lux. They want to be bullying this lane, making it hard for Jinx to CS, and keeping priority down here. Especially with Stu starting topside. He did start on the red. And it looks like he's not going to do Raptors. Looks like he's just going to clear bot side and then come down here for possibly a gank or something.
Yep, cheeky little play there for LOR. Shouldn't be too bad. They have sustain with Sona, and the longsword 3-pot start for Jinx will be totally fine.
Hmm. It's weird to see though. I feel like most Caitlyn Lux lanes they usually start their CC. So was surprised to see the Lux start her E and Caitlyn start her Q. But you know, whatever.
Yeah,
They landed poke.
yeah. I feel like, yeah, that's how you want to play this. You don't really want to like poke them because again they have sustain. You definitely want to like burst them down. More of like looking for catches and like snares and into trap combos instead of just like throwing out your abilities because you're not gonna win that battle against Sona.
Hmm. As we do see, Exile is pushing up top lane. I think he did see the Hecarim, or else they just missed each other. He did go for the ward. Has to play a little careful though, as his jungler is bot side right now. Did not see which one got the mark. I think it was bot scuttle, so I think Stu does have a mark right now. Yeah, Stu did collect his first mark. Pretty lucky, winning the 50-50 at the beginning of the game. He's just a very good player. As we do see recalls coming in for the LOR bot lane. Weird.
Very, very weird.
Yeah, it's a weird. I was gonna say it's a weird wave to back on, with really not that much pressure. And now they're gonna like miss most of this wave
Yeah.
bot lane. As we do see, the Hecarim is coming top for a gank. We are probably gonna have to see Kennen flash. Good flash by Kennen, but the flash is forced. Trade of Ghost for flash top. Could definitely see a regank come around when Malphite hits level 6. Would be a pretty easy kill onto the Kennen, but yeah, I mean, sort of wish Stu was up there to support him, especially knowing that the Hecarim's been there for a while. This Kennen lane has to go very well for them if they plan on winning this game, as we do see trades coming in mid. But the Valkyrie will dissuade any more trading, as we do see more trading in the top side. Pretty even so far though. Arm Ram also being up 12 CS right now. And
Yeah.
these comic cues are not something to be joked about from the Malphite. It is good damage early. Those Obsidian Shards really do stack up, especially with the comet damage being added over the top. It can be very annoying, as we see. Yeah, I mean, that that
Yeah.
just chunked like a quarter of his health.
Yeah, I mean, this is huge for HBC. Just not even having this Malphite survive. He's actually like up big and already no flash on the cannon, with bot lane not really pulling ahead either. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's not looking good.
It is not looking good right now, but we do see. I think Stu is starting that Mountain Drake in the Dragon Pit, and yeah, it is almost done. They do have a ward, but Hecarim did just recall, so it looks like they are going to start stacking these early dragons. 5:30, pretty early for their first dragon. They could be looking to stack dragons this game. Hopefully, this team obviously is hoping for like Infernal Soul or like a Chemtech Soul to really make sure that they can stay relevant with the damage this game. Um, I guess Ocean Soul is also fine. So yeah, but they're definitely hoping for an Infernal Soul or Chemtech.
Yep.
As we do see, Kennen does hit level 6. He has access to the Slicing Maelstrom, but is like just a little too. Oh, we do see Soda takes a lot of damage, 2 headshots in a row, and
Crim,
Crimson walks into a Flame Chompers. You hate to see
Crim
it.
actually messed that up a bit. He used the first headshot too early before headshot netting backwards. That would have been a kill
Yeah, he missed an auto
Regis.
attack, right? As we
Yeah.
see, Stooges takes a ton of damage from the rocket. The shockwave comes out. He flashes over the wall, barely gets away. And Kaze also not having to burn that flash, though. Flash used by Stu. Luckily, Hecarim was not 6, or else he would have been able to catch him over the wall there. But Hecarim now staying. Stu is also staying for some reason. Could have definitely backed before. Oh, I guess he's trying to contest this
Is
Raptor
there a
camp.
mark there?
No, there's
Okay,
no.
okay.
No marks on your side of the map. But yeah, also the
Alright,
cannon moving down. I
yeah.
think the Hecarim did get most of that camp though.
Yeah.
So a little weird to see Stu hanging around, but I guess he just didn't want to give up his whole top side for free. He will claim red buff and then is now going to start channeling that recall. His bot lane also looking like they're going to recall. They roamed up, I guess, to take the scuttle.
Hmm.
But that wave, yeah, that wave,
Yeah,
that
another
wave will
wave
crash
gonna
into the
crash.
turret. Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, they're gonna
Um,
miss that whole wave. So yeah,
and
this
we also
lane.
had, yeah,
Hmm? No, go
yeah,
ahead,
we also have
GT.
to talk about the mid lane. It's almost a 25 CS lead here for Kaze as well. So just from CSing alone, they have HBC's built up a 800 gold lead.
Yeah, they're almost up 1,000 gold just from the CS.
Yeah.
And it's CS discrepancies everywhere. You want this Caitlyn lane to be up CS into the Jinx. Sort of pushing the minions nonstop into the turret. But just haven't really been able to do that. They almost killed the Sona earlier, but that's about all they have. And especially since they didn't even get any sums during that, so not really even threats of like dives or something
Yeah.
like that with the Kindred. It's just looking pretty grim right now where like we're just in this pretty stagnant state and they're just like down 800 gold. And yeah, good poke there by Exile top. The Kennen is doing work and Stu is topside as well. He is stealing the blue buff. I don't know if he already took the Gromp. He actually hasn't taken the Gromp yet. And we do see Matt
Uh,
does smite that over, and this is looking
that's
bad for
unfortunate.
Stu right now. The phase rush is procced. And it looks like it's the 3v3 right now. We do have access to ult on everybody right now, though, as we do see the Unstoppable Forces use... Oh, that's a
Oh,
missed shockwave there. And a miscommunication kind of is... They also use the Lamb's Respite. I don't know if Stu actually needed to use that. Matt is still here, though. He does have access to the Onslaught of Shadows. He does use it. And the
oh,
Rocket comes in from bot lane, getting himself first blood on Henry. And yeah, Kennen running for his life now. The Ghost is popped. Didn't really need to use it, but yeah, kill for Kaze. And overall now up 2k gold on the side of HBC. Just a bit of an over-aggression from the side of LOR there.
oh yeah, that's just a disaster for LOR. Unfortunate ultimate from the Oriana. The Lamb's Respite didn't really do too much, and yeah, they overstepped. I think they're definitely feeling the pressure that they gotta get something done, and just mistakes piled on there.
Yeah, and I don't even think Stu got the mark there. I think the Onslaught of Shadows was able to kill it. Yeah, Stu is still sitting at 1 mark on his passive. So yeah, good job by Matt making sure to get the Gromp as well there. And yeah, they really just didn't get anything for that very aggressive invade. Just missing the shockwave and just not really being on the same page, everybody there.
Yeah, there's definitely the risk of running a Kindred. You need your whole team like playing for you basically, and
Hmm.
if you have losing lanes, it's really, really hard.
Yeah, and I mean, especially these lanes that you expected to win, as we do see the Corki package is used mid. Doesn't really do anything, just does some damage. But we do see the side of LOR is going for this dragon. Henry and Jinsoy are recalled right now, though, so we do see the side of LOR get that dragon. Are going to be able to start stacking these. Hopefully, they're looking for a soul get out of this game.
Yeah,
But we do see it is an Ocean Soul. It was not the Infernal or the Chemtech like they were probably hoping for. But I mean, definitely getting a soul, you take it.
yeah,
Like, whatever soul I could get, I'll take
yeah,
it.
yeah. Honestly, Ocean might not even be that good. Like it's probably one of the worst ones that they could have gotten because of the amount of burst that HBC's team comp have. So,
Mm-hmm.
but again, anything they can get for sure.
Ooh, Corky's walking in. Good shockwave there by Little J, and they completely one-shot that. Corky, good play there, but we do see Hecarim is in the bot wave. He completely whiffs the Onslaught of Shadows, though. Good flash there by Fanta. He tries to get away, but is not able to. Was able to land that crescendo by the side of Jinsoy, as we do see the exhaust is used as well. Crimson will flash. Matt is on one tower shot from dead. We do see... Oh no!
That is interesting.
Ah! What just
No.
what?
Okay.
No! And Cannon Flash ulted there?
Okay.
Oh no. Alright, well, some plays happened. Some people did some things. Now Stu's just missing his Q over the wall. He's gonna die now. Has to use Lambra's Spite. The Oriana's here too, but he's definitely dead just from whiffing his Q. Oh man, the last the last minute of this game has been a bit interesting for both sides. I mean, I think Stu still dies because they have unstoppable force, but it having Malphite not even use his ult there, it's it's pretty tragic. And yeah, man, Sona flashes, try and tank the ace in the hole, and it still hits Ekrim. Just miscommunications from both teams. Maybe everyone needs to settle down for a minute. Take a breather. Look at some kindred picks on the side of LOR. Maybe they'll feel better in a little. JT is lost for words right now. Doesn't know what to say. It's looking pretty tragic now. But yeah, JT has informed me it is the big time BRB. We do see Kindred is bot lane right now. And yeah, wow. Chat's a little confused as well. That noise, I'm sorry. I wasn't really expecting that to happen. As we do see Corki goes in on the mid lane, does land a lot of poke. Yeah, Oriana's chunked to half. This is looking like a really bad matchup right now for Oriana. Kaze kind of putting all the haters to rest, saying, hey, I can actually play this champion. And yeah, now Oriana just having to stand underneath tier 2 in fear of getting killed. As we do see Malphite is TPing in, does get rooted. Phantom most certainly will die. The Unstoppable Forces use Onslaught of Shadows is used as well. Phantom will die, but nothing else really. And I mean, they did use TP, they did use Ghost, and a lot of ults used on the side of HBC. But yeah, Dragon spawning in a minute. They will not have those cooldowns for the Dragon, so we'll have to see what happens in a minute. And yeah, Dragon spawning in 48 seconds. Exile is pinging it for his team. Good top laner, but he is not moving down. He's like, you know what, guys, I don't have TP. I'm going to get the turret. I know we've been trying to stack these dragons all game, but I need to get this turret. But hopefully he starts to move down soon. He will take a Malphite Q for his troubles. And yeah, he's starting to move down. And Henry, for some, what is the side of HBC doing right now? It's 22 seconds before Dragon, and their bot lane just recalled. And Corki's in base. Oh, I guess Corki has package. It's not a big deal. But yeah, I mean, it's 22 seconds before Dragon, and they're recalling. Aurum Reyna's top side. He has no TP, and Matt is farming Grom. And Dragon's up, and they're gonna get this third Dragon, but Corki does have the package. It is literally going to be Corki versus the world. The Super Mega Death Rocket comes in, Corki is coming in as well. The package is used, but they do get the Dragon. Crimson is chunked to half HP. Lamb's Respite is used. Sona is off on the side by herself. She does have access to the Crescendo, the 3-man Crescendo. It's so big, it kills everyone, and we're clean. And it's a triple kill for Henry. Really well played by Jinsoy. But they're down 6k gold, but if they get the next dragon, the game is winnable. And yeah, everyone on the side of HPZ just CSing really well as too. Aurum Rain is up 20 CS, Kaze's up 40, and I mean Henry and Crimson have both been CSing well. But Henry is still up a little bit. But yeah, I mean, this Jinx is now completely online, is going to destroy the side of LOR not really having a tank. And yeah, where was the Kennen during that fight? I didn't see the Kennen ult. I did not know what happened there. But yeah, they also didn't even bring the Malphite down, so that was just tough. And yeah, we sort of see the flaw of this LOR comp where they just don't really have the agency to do anything. They really just get that dragon because of poor back timings on the side of HBC. But you can see they easily get punished for it, where the second they all get hit by that crescendo, the fight is just completely over. As JT is still...
All right.
Oh,
I
he's
am
back.
back.
Oh, there we go.
Sorry about that.
JT had to go to the bathroom after that bot lane play. I understand.
Yeah, I just couldn't.
Yeah, it's all right. I
My
understand.
stomach couldn't handle it.
I understand. But you missed Dragon. HBC recalled 20 seconds before the Dragon spawned, so LOR got it, and
A very
then
sus
they got
recall
wiped. Yeah,
time.
they got wiped though, because of
Oh,
Porky Package, and
yeah.
like a 3-man zone ult. So it was tough. Kennen stayed top. Was Kennen really top? I thought he was moving down though. Man, why did he not come?
Well, if what they say is true, that Ocean Soul is worth 10k gold, you know,
Yeah, I think it is.
LOR has a chance.
Listen, they're in this game. They get this dragon, they get Elder, they could win the game. Now, do you
Yep.
think they're going to be in a position to get either of those things? Probably not. But hey, you know, they could try.
Yep. I mean,
Henry is
maybe.
also a full item up on Crimson right now. And it's sort of the biggest discrepancy here, as well as the top lane, where we see Kennen hasn't even finished an item yet. And yeah, they're just dumping things into Arm Rain. He just re-engages, does
Oh,
end up dying though, but Henry will get two kills here. Gale Force is in, he's resetting, he's rocketing, he's gonna murder everybody. He gets hit by the Kennen ult, but it doesn't matter. This Kennen does absolutely no damage, and Henry gets the ace. Double kill for Kaze, and I think a double kill for Henry. And yeah, that was a bit of an overstep from the side of LOR. They just dumped so many abilities in the Malphite, and then the Malphite just re-engaged and they got ace.
yeah, just desperation on LOR's side. You saw the Kennen exhausted, or they didn't have an. He didn't even have a completed item during that,
Nope.
but he flashed in, and yeah, it's all right. We gotta pray for this
You know,
next
I'm not
soul
even,
that
you know, I'm not even gonna blame Exile this game. You know,
yeah,
Exile,
for sure,
it is his
for
first
sure.
game. He's a sub. This isn't who they were really practicing with and playing with during like the preseason and stuff, so I understand he could be a little sloppy, a little off with the rest of the team. I mean, the rest of this team just hasn't really come together. You know, Stu hasn't really been able to make an impact around the map. Little J is just kind of getting mid-gapped this game, down 60 CS, as we do see Stu is just completely one shot. Yeah, good Malphite ult there. They were trying to size up this dragon. But there is no way they get this dragon right now, as
Yeah,
Henry is on 2.5 items, Crimson is on Gale Force and 2 long swords. And yeah, Jinsoy hasn't died either. There's only 3 kills on the side of the Lambs on the Rift, and they're just bleeding gold all over the map, down almost 9k gold right now.
yeah. They don't even have the Jinx on their side for maybe a Miracle Steal on the Soul, and it's on the other side. So, uh, yeah, I don't see how they can. I don't see any way for them to even get the Soul or get that fourth dragon.
Yeah, don't really know how they're going to get back in the game right now, especially since they just have all damage. As Crimson does Gale Force in on Kaze. The flash used by the Kindred, but he's not able to clean up that kill. Kaze does land another rocket. He needs one more rocket. Will kill both of them. But just feels a little too scared pushing up. They do get an objective bounty on the other side of the map, but that was a lot used for a lot of nothing. But I guess they did create space to get objective bounty. 50 extra gold for everyone. They're back in the game.
Yeah, I'm gonna need maybe like 10 more of those.
Yeah, they're going to need another 10, 50 golds for everyone, and then maybe they'll be within half an item of their counterparts on the side of Honey Butter Chip. As we do
Yeah.
see, Hecarim is going for that pretty standard build right now. I think I don't know. It definitely does less damage, right? Since the patch yesterday, since they kind of
Right.
they like readjusted and nerfed Chem Tank a little bit.
But I think it in the jungle, it's still okay. I think it's monsters, right? So you
Oh
can
yeah, it
still
is
charge it up.
monsters. Yeah, it still counts
Yeah.
monsters. As we see, Matt is just dancing in top lane, and we'll have to use that Onslaught of Shadows to get away. Fanta is alive. He's barely alive. Really well played from him to get out of there.
Mm.
Stu literally just hopped into a trap, and yeah, they're all dead. Cannon ult doesn't matter. There's a good Zonias, but the Cannon ult doesn't matter. Everybody on the side of Lambs on the Rift is dead. Crimson is running for his life. And, yeah, Stu just hopped into a Caitlyn trap and then got one shot by the package.
Yep.
That
And then
wasn't
they just
really
pop.
it wasn't really a bait. I mean, I guess Matt was baiting dancing on the Baron, but yeah, I mean, this game is just so completely over right now. The side of Lambs on the Rift is just getting slaughtered around the map. Like lambs to the slaughter they are. That was a good job by Fanta doing a lot of damage, but Henry's still alive. This Sona is going to keep him up. Sona, only at... She only recently bought that tier. She's at 54 stacks right now, I'll let everyone know.
Yeah. Uh, what do you think will come first? The man immune from the hack room finishing, or this game ending?
Uh, it's a good question. Um, I think the Hecarim will finish it.
Okay.
He's got like how many procs is that? He's got 21 left. He's got to do it 7 times. He's gonna Q 7 times on something
Right.
before the
Okay.
game ends.
Yeah. Well, usually you want that maybe like sub 20, right? I don't know when he got it, but
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the Sona also built tier late.
yeah.
Chat has just directed me to the Lux build, and gotta say, I agree with some of the sentiment in chat. I haven't really seen Moonstone Lux too often. I guess they felt
Um,
like their team already had enough damage everywhere else. As they're trying to one-shot Henry. Henry does flash, does use the heal, does use the Gale Force, and ooh, Exile almost takes him out, but
oh,
just is barely not able to. And Stu doesn't finish off the Sona, will actually able to finish off the Sona. Corki does kill the Orianna on the other side of the map. Lamb's Respite here, used by Stu. Onslaught of Shadows most certainly will be coming. The Super Mega Death Rocket is used. Arm Rain does not have access to Unstoppable Force, though, and Stu actually able to get out. I did not see when Matt and Arm Rain decided to use their ults, but yeah, Kaze's coming in on the other side. The rocket kills Crimson. Huge rockets coming out right now from this build. Double kill for Kaze. Does have to land a couple more rockets to take out Stu. Does have a big one coming right now, though. And yeah, it just one-shot Stu. And 13 and 1 on the Corki, sort of redeeming himself for the last Corki game he had.
yeah, I would say if I had to pick an MVP, I'd have Kaze for sure. Just on the presence in the mid lane for this
Shockwave
game.
connects just on the Malphite. Proto belting into his death as exile. Orianna running for her life. Orianna just sort of in this state the whole game, not really able to do anything. As we do see the HBC trying to end the game. HBC looking like a top dog here in the KDL. Quick, easy win over Lambs on the Rift. 25 minutes, just really clean, really well played from them. As the Super Mega Death Rocket just missed with the zap, just murders Stu. And yeah, that is GG HBC getting their 4th win of the season.
Yeah, big win for HBC. I think they're 4-2 now. Puts them at second, tied for second, I believe, or tied for third, somewhere there. Um, yep, really big win, really clean. I think everyone played well, and yeah, not much
Yeah,
to say. I think.
yeah, it was just a pretty clean stomp of everyone on the side of HBC. Everyone played really well. Everyone up a lot of CS, and all of them, I'm sure, did a lot of damage. And yeah, see by the damage starts, Malphite did more damage than Ken in that game. The only one not really doing any damage being the Sona. And yeah, just a tough game for Orianna overall as well.
Oof.
as we are now going to get into the interview section of the KDL, where first we are going to talk to the losers of this game. We're going to talk to Lambs on the Rift to get a little bit of their insight into that game. And yeah, let's drag them in here. So I'm here with Lambs on the Rift, guys. A tough game overall for you. Just didn't really have your feet set in the game. But I would like to say, Krim, how did you feel when you were able to snag that Hecarim kill bot lane, even after Sona flashed to try and block your ult?
Well, I mean, Matt ran me down. I was like, oh my god, that's a sexy centaur. And then, I called it out Kobe. And then I just, threw it out there. I think the flashes were supposed to be like emulating clap sounds, cause I hole in one did. But unfortunately, that was the only hole in one I got all game. So it happened.
It happens. And another question that chat brought up, Fanta. A lot of people questioning the Moonstone Lux build.
Moonstone?
Yeah, or at
I
least
mean,
one
our team
person.
had two AP dealers already, and we didn't have any any good sustain, so I thought Moonstone would be a good option for Lux rather than Ludens.
Hmm.
Plus, I had a slower income this game, so Moonstone came on earlier than Ludens would have.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense to me. And then also just want to get your guys' grasp on the team comp. A lot of people questioning the Ori pick. For Lil J. Not really a champion we see a lot in the meta, and then especially just a very squishy team comp. Just sort of wanted to get your grasp on the game plan going into this game.
Yeah, I mean, the early game sucked. We wanted to pick something that was more mid-game centric so we could try and snowball in the early game and then snowball into the mid and then in the game, but unfortunately we couldn't get anything going in the early. So we were never able to make it to the mid
Hmm.
because
Yeah,
yeah,
it was a tough game. It was a tough game. And that puts you guys at 1-3,
1 and 2.
1 and 2.
1-2. You've only played
Yep.
3 games. All right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
How do you
First
think we
scheduled
had this
I
up?
think I think against I think your next game is Sunday against CGE.
No.
Yes, or do you have a game
Next one is
tomorrow?
Saturday versus LDO.
Oh, you have a Saturday game against LDO. All right. Well, how do you guys feel about that one? LDO coming off a big win against the INS, getting their first win of the season. Do you guys feel like you are prepared for that game, or what are your thoughts about their team in general?
I think it'll be pretty easy. Our scrims against them went pretty well. The only scrim that went not so well was just due to a little bit of thing called ego. But when we get into the game, I think it's going to be an easy win for us,
Hmm.
especially
Yeah.
because they keep switching around their ADs around and they can't figure out who's playing with who. So their bot lane synergy has to be ruined.
That's fair. They are switching around AD a lot, but who is the stalwart defender of bot lane for that team? So, maybe he's going to be able to pull one out there. GT, do you have any questions for
Um,
LOR?
Not really. Is Exile here? Or
And
He
he
had
had
to
a family
go.
matter to attend
okay.
to.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Uh,
since he's not here though, I just wanted to congratulate him on his first KDL game.
yeah.
Didn't didn't go the way he probably expected, but I thought he played pretty well. Maybe just had a little bit of nerves, but he'll do better in the next one, I'm sure. So Lambs on the Rift, thank you so much for stopping by, and good luck with your game tomorrow or in 2 days against LDO.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was Lambs on the Rift here, and now we are going to talk to Honey Butterchip next. The winners of this game, who are now on, I believe, a 3-game winning streak. I could be wrong. Here we are, Honey Butterchip. guys, are you surprised that they let you?
Let them do their chant.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Hanimada.
Chip,
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 chip.
chip.
All right, the
Thank
chant.
you.
Okay. Sorry. That was my bad. I forget sometimes. But guys, how do you feel after that one? A pretty complete stomp that game. Were you surprised by their team comp or any champions they'd picked, or did you sort of expect this outcome from the beginning?
Mr. Drafter Lewis.
That's a question for Henry, I think.
Okay, whatever.
It's a question
Anyways,
for someone.
okay. Yeah, the team comp we prepped a little bit for draft. It draft kind of went the way we wanted it to, other than a little mishap here and there. Game was surprisingly more one-sided than we thought. Um, yeah, I forgot the question to be honest. But GG, yeah.
Yeah, I just
Okay.
think their team comp just very squishy.
Yeah, their team comp was definitely squishy. And then I have a question for Mr. Arm Rain. You've been making a name for yourself here on this Malphite pick. Are you worried teams are gonna start banning it away from you in games to come, or do you just expect to play Malphite like basically every game?
Nah, I hate this champion.
You hate him? But you
Yeah,
play him so much.
yeah. It's
Does
called
does the
Malphite
team
duty.
force you to play Malphite?
No, I forced myself.
Damn, that's
Anything for the win.
that's
Yeah.
tough, bro.
It is.
I'm
I like to think
sorry.
that Tanya is my protege.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel being his protege?
Yeah, it's pretty good life.
All right.
I guess fed well.
I like it.
Spoken like a true Malphite, man.
Yeah, love to hear that. And then my last question is for Kaze. Kaze, a lot of people were doubting your Corki after your last outing. Do you feel like you finally silenced the haters after going 14-1 on the Corki?
I finally had my redemption arc and kind of happy, silence all the haters and, better ban Corky or else.
Or else? Oh. Oh, damn.
Oh.
All right. Well, JT, do you have a question?
Well, yeah, I guess this is just for anyone. I think HBC has 2 wins in a row now. I think you guys are probably feeling good and rolling. What do you guys think about your upcoming matches? There's
We got a
any
treat for
concerns?
LDO, that's for sure. LDO, be ready. No cap. We got a treat.
All
I
right.
think that's the
Oh.
last game of the season, the regular season, then it's playoffs. But LDO, say your prayers. Yeah.
Damn.
I hope we lose to them now. Holy shit, it's
Who's
gonna be hilarious.
who do you think is the best player on LDO?
Rave is
It's
the
gotta
best.
be Rave.
Gotta
Rave is
be
the number
Rave.
one. Rave is the best jungler in the KDL, and I will eat a sock if. Never mind, I take that back.
All
Yeah,
right.
continue on with that, please.
Love to hear
I
that.
don't know where I was going with that, to be honest.
But yeah, what's your guys' record now? You're 4-2, I think.
I think so, yeah.
I believe so, yeah.
Right, you guys lost to GME and World Enders, beat everybody else.
We lost to
Jimmy higher game.
GME.
Jimmy
Higher
High
game.
yeah.
Oh, did you play World Enders? You beat
Yeah,
World
Yes, we
Enders?
did.
Yeah. Yes, we did.
Yeah, I
That
think I
was our
casted that game. I can't remember. It's all a blur. I don't know what's wrong with me. But anyway, thanks HBC for being here. Great to hear you from you guys, and good luck with your final game of the season next week.
All right,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
That was GME. But yeah, sadly, that ends our cast for the KDL tonight. There was only one game tonight, and boy, was it a doozy, wasn't it, JT?
Yeah, it was pretty fun, to say the least. Very interesting picks, very interesting plays. Yeah. I mean, it was great casting with you, Poseidon. Really
Thank you. It
fun.
was great. It was great. It was great casting with you too, JT. I had a fun time. But as always, thank you all for watching. Keep, if you're looking for updates on the KDL, make sure to join the Discord. If you want to cast or stream or something like that, talk to Crimson, talk to Stu. I'm sure both of them would love to have you on. We're always looking for people to do this. But yeah, and as always, thanks for watching, and have a great rest of your night.